everyone, welcome back. Today we've got another Transformers toy review, and today we're taking a look at Waspinator. So this is kind of like the second in the series of little reviews that I'm doing. So first of all, we've taken a look at Beast Wars Waspinator, the kind of original one. This time we've got a more recent version, which is the War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Waspinator. We've had other ones kind of in between, and I think the most recent one before that was Generations. We've got that on hand to do like a bit of a size comparison. Well, at least I've got that mould that was reused for BotCon for the War Readers, so I've got those to hand. Pardon me. So this time we're looking at the Generations one, and just a bit of a size comparison. I've got Pterosaur, sorry, from the last one, from the last review. So I'm just going to bring Pterosaur in and just stand them up side by side. You see, actually, Pterosaur is a bit bigger than him. So I'm not really sure on the the kind of sizing on these guys. So whether or not, I think this guy's probably classed as deluxe and he's classed as a Voyager, I'm not sure. This guy kind of seems like in between. He's either kind of a large deluxe. So, the sizing now doesn't necessarily, all the deluxes aren't the same size, all the Voyagers aren't. It's just kind of like, they're all supposed to kind of scale into each other. So I can't really remember from the series whether or not Pterosaur was a bit bigger than him or not. Certainly if you look at the original toys, Pterosaur was one of the kind of like basic figures, so he's a good bit smaller than Waspinator. And then I've got the kind of like 10th anniversary kind of Waspinator dude here, and a little bit of a size comparison there. See, the 10th anniversary one's a little bit bigger, a bit stockier. And then if you get the kind of like the War Reader one, so this is like the Generations one. And again, he's bigger. Kind of there's like more stuff going on with these, like more detail, I would say. These ones are a little bit fiddly to stand, but you can see with the gun, which we'll take a look at in a minute, it kind of folds out into this little stinger thing. Whereas this one doesn't. So yeah, so accessory wise, he comes with this little gun, which kind of is part of his kind of backside. I think you can add blast effects to it. There isn't anything that kind of comes out of it other than that. So if I add, let's see if I can add, hopefully like a little blast effect or something, or a large blast effect. Don't know if that'll pick over there. That doesn't seem to want to fit on. Don't know if I've got one of the smaller ones that might. This one's actually broken, but it should do the job, just to show it does. No, it doesn't seem to want to go over that, so I'm not sure if you can use it for any of the kind of blast effects, which is a shame really, because it doesn't really look like much on its own as an actual weapon. And that's kind of like pegs in at the back here. So if you're not using it, you can just go ahead and peg it into the backside there. He's got these wings on here, which is all one piece, so they're not two separate wings. So it's kind of like a larger and smaller one that are made to look like one larger wing. And the detailing on it is pretty nice. It's kind of translucent plastic, and you can just move it around in that kind of ball peg there. In terms of like colourings, he is quite bright actually, so you have used quite a lot of paint on him. Yellow's a difficult one for paint, but they used paint on here, on his arms. He's got a real kind of vibrant looking head sculpt with yellow and black down here. The eyes are really good, and then even the teeth and everything else like that. And it looks like he's kind of got light piping at the back here as well. So yeah, very good. And this bit I think I really like as well. The detailing around this, which looks more like a kind of a bug's, or like a, obviously like a wasp's kind of face, eye even. I know what I'm talking about. This piece here is supposed to separate out and go either side like that as well. These bits can move around here as well. these move around, but they're a little bit more solid. They don't actually move around so much as the other ones. There isn't as much give, and they're a little bit kind of chunkier as well. And these ones on the leg here as well, they, you know, they're okay, but they kind of get in the way, especially when you're kind of moving stuff around. Articulation wise, it's not too bad. You've got the head here, and that can rotate around. He can kind of look down a fraction, up a little bit, and a little bit to the side if you're going to go for a confused looking waspinator. The arms go all the way around, and then out to the side here, a mushroom joint there, swivels all the way around, and then the arm goes up to there as well, and the hands actually rotate around as well. I'm not sure if you do get waist articulation, but it's kind of hindered by the kind of pincer things in here, but you do get it, and there's like a little slot down here for a flight stand as well. The legs go forward, back to there, but you just have to work it around this piece here. A swivel in here, which is quite nice, and then a bend in the leg. It takes you to there. You see what I mean about the legs getting in the way slightly, and then the feet move side to side, so you get a rocker there, which is an improvement on the other one, and one of the kind of issues with standing that particular figure. So you get that, and then not much forward, not much back either, but you do get this kind of heel piece that moves here, and then you got pegs here where you can kind of add different bits and pieces as well. So, you know, you can get him in some kind of quite wide poses, and he will stand absolutely fine. You can kind of jet these out like that. So you can get him in some dynamic poses with the weapon and everything else like that. I do find when you're getting him in a particular position that these kind of legs get in the way a little bit, but you know, that's just me. But when you do have him displayed right, he does look good, and he has got a real presence about him. I do probably prefer the more recent generations mold, but that one is nowhere as near as posable, just because of the length. I was interrupted there sort of mid-review just by a call coming in, but I think I got up to a decent place in terms of talking about articulation, just saying the generation 1 is probably my preferred one, but this one is a lot more posable and look good on display in robot mode. If I just show some of the packaging bits and pieces a second, obviously I've cut these off, but it shows pictures of him in robot and in his insect mode, 20 steps of transformation. And then here you've got here, he more or less, instead of a blaster, he kind of holds it almost like a piece that covers his kind of arm there. So that's an interesting take on it as well. But he is good looking little bot. And then he got him his instruction manual as well, just takes you through everything on there. So it's fairly straightforward. And what we'll do next is we'll get him transformed and take a look at him in insect mode. Right then, so let's get him transformed. Now, if you're going off the instructions, the first thing you want to do is just kind of straighten him up. Just makes it a little bit easier to move everything around. First thing here shows, well, this bit actually comes undone, but you can see where it kind of slides in. But you want to push these bits together like that. And then from there, you kind of disconnect this bit at the back here, like that. That comes undone. This then comes around to the front here, like that. That should just peg into that hole there, like so. Yeah, so one little upgrade I would say over this one is these bits kind of open and close, which is quite a cool little thing. And then you come around to this bit here and you want to fold the arms in, like so. And then they kind of fold round, so the arms are facing each other like that. These bits can kind kind of rotate around either way anyway. And the hands as well, yes, that's fine. And then they kind of I see. So you rotate them around like that and then in, but their hands are supposed to be rotated around like that. So it should kind of go in over that space. You can see that, it looks like. Oh, they just fill into that groove, it looks like, maybe. Like that. And then rotate around like so. Oh, come on. Like that and like that. Doesn't look as if they properly kind of click into place. Maybe you have to kind of lift all of this up a little bit more. Oh, I see. There's a little notch there, just into there, and into that side there as well. Okay, so that's all pegged in. This bit here, in case it's come undone again, go like that, and you kind of see the front of the wasp there. It's starting to form like that. And then with the legs here, you kind of lifting up this section here like that. And then I think you want to kind of rotate this piece around here like that. So you kind of showing the kind of back the leg pieces here. All of this section here is going to fold back like that. Fold back like that towards itself. Like that. And then kind of half going off memory and half sort of going off the instructions, because it's been a little while since I've done this one. And then these bits here pegged together at the end of the feet like that, and it looks like it's just going to peg fold in on itself then. That. These bits again just need to be close together. And then just move these forward a little bit. It looks as if these bits go actually into that gap there. Oh, I see. They go over, there's like, they kind of peg over those little notches on the hand, it looks like. Like that. I think that's how they go. That bit pegs into there like that. Those bits go over those notches there. And then these bits are going to go forward like that. And then these legs should kind of swivel around like that. Let's try it. And then you got your waspy mode, I think. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that one's just come undone a little bit actually. So then I'll just have to re-peg it. So it's a little bit fiddly. There we go. So there, that is him in his wasp mode. Not sure everything's kind of fully pegged in together completely where it should be. This bit at the bottom feels a little bit looser. So yeah, but just looking at the structure, it does look as if that all pegs in there properly. So I will just tidy it up and then we'll take a proper look at the beast mode. Right, here we are. We've got him back into his beast mode. There was a few bits where I didn't quite have it pegged in properly. There's a piece on the leg here which pegs into here in this corner here. So everything sits flush then, and that now allows all this section to peg in a little bit better. These bits can move up a little bit tighter and flush the body. These leg bits kind of swivel around, but they're a lot sturdier than the other ones. So where in the robot mode, maybe the other ones have the edge, in this one, it's definitely had the edge because it, sits nice and tidy. There's no issue with it at all. And it's got like a bit more of a kind of curved looking beast mode. The head as well can like move up and down. And you've got obviously this piece here which opens and closes. There's a real lovely look with this kind of, you can feel the kind of little bits on the eyes. These bits move on the antenna as well, which is really nice. And the wings kind of move up and down all around on that ball joint. So actually it is pretty good looking beast mode in my opinion. I don't know if I got the, yeah, I mean this is the kind of original one side by side. So you can see it's definitely been kind of downsized. But with this being, these bits being on ball joints, you're not going to, and stronger plastic, you're not going to get those stress marks, I don't think. And the same with these pieces here, definitely on these ones, they are a little bit weedy and you can see potentially a place where you could get stress marks and things like that. But they are a little bit more detailed. So it depends really. It is quite cool looking figure here. I don't know if you've got the Generations version. I don't know if there's enough of a reason to upgrade or choose this one over it. The transformation is ever so slightly different, and there are some small differences. But have them side by side. They look like pretty much the same figure, just with kind of bulkier legs. He's a little bit smaller, like I mentioned, but the face sculpt and everything looks exactly the same. I think this one, probably in this mode, probably displays a little bit better. And in robot mode, you do have the extra articulation, which kind of lends itself to some more kind of dynamic poses and things like that. So that might be something to kind of, that might come into your thinking as well. But, this certainly will be cheaper than buying a Generations one, if you don't already have that figure. And he's a decent little update, so he's a good figure, worth picking up. But maybe if you've got the Generations one, it doesn't matter too much if you skip this one. That is it for now, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.